I want to thank the Ohio House of Representatives, and there are so many of them there that worked on House Bill 93. And thank you. When we're recording, they just voted last night, 63 to 20 something to pass House Bill 93, which really goes along with everything we teach. So don't think that if you don't live in Ohio, this doesn't apply to you. Every government, in my opinion, needs to be more responsible, especially more fiscally responsible. And every family needs to be more responsible, and every person. When you take radical responsibility, you have the ability to change your life, don't you, Devin?
You absolutely do. The more responsibility you take, the more changes you can make, and the better your life can be. And that's why this House Bill 93 is so great. Did you want to tell us a little bit about what that is, or would you like me to do that?
Well, why don't you go ahead and start, Devin?
Well, the basic what is actually happening with that bill changes is it makes it so cities can't charge you for utilities that you didn't use. One problem we
So are you
have.
telling me I don't have to pay my utilities?
No, you still have to pay your utilities. You just don't have to pay your residence utilities that you didn't sign for or didn't agree to pay, and they just, for some reason, arbitrarily decided, well, you get to pay that now.
It's not arbitrary at all. I called up and asked him one time why, if I charge up my MasterCard or my Visa, then I have to pay that. You wouldn't ask somebody else to pay that that lived in my building or owned my building. If I use electricity in my house, I don't ask the neighbor to pay that bill because those are private companies. But when it comes to water and sewer in many of the municipalities in America, not all of them, but in many, that is a government owned utility. In fact, we even have electric as a government owned utility in one of the cities we manage in. And I said, well, why are you telling me I have to pay my tenant's bill? They use that electricity, they use that water, sewer, and trash, not me. They said, "Oh, well, they moved out and we just can't they're too hard to find and collect from, so we're just going to make the landowner pay it." So,
How
forget about how terribly unfair that is. Look at what it does to the good responsible tenants. Who is actually going to get stuck paying this bill? Of course, the property owner and housing provider does.
but they're
And
just going to pass it on to all of the tenants that do pay their rent and pay their bills because they that's how they
that's
have
how
to do
business
it.
works, right?
Yeah, that's how business works.